Tiger Talk is sponsored by...
It's not just land. It's your roots, your future, your legacy. At Arrowhead Land Company, we help people buy and sell rural real estate, reconnecting them to what matters most, with integrity, grit, and a respect for the land that runs deep. We help you claim your freedom, 1 acre at a time.
What's going on, Tiger fans? My name is Jake Martinez. I'm the head football coach of the Guymon High School Football Tigers. This sponsor of Tiger Talk today is brought to you by Arrowhead Land Company. Tiger Talk going forward is going to be a cool little deal that we can deep dive into our football program from high school to junior high, and hopefully we can get more guest hosts on here from other sports. So you can take a deep dive into the Guymon High School athletics program. To my far left, this handsome gentleman is Chad Foster, our defensive coordinator. Chad, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Chad Foster. I'm the defensive coordinator here at Guymon High School. My main job, I'm the principal at Academy Elementary for the 3rd and 4th graders. So trying to find that balance of being a principal and coach, changing levels have been a great adventure for me. I'm going into my 5th year as assistant football coach here in Guymon. I'm going into my 14th year as a coach overall at the high school level. Just excited to get to another year. We have a lot of continuity in the staff and come back with about 5 of the same coaches as last year, so I'm excited to get to work with them again and see what the season brings.
Chad's originally from Michigan, so Chad, have you gotten used to the heat out here in Oklahoma yet?
It's a lot different, obviously, here. We have the little humidity in Michigan, but it only stays hot for about a month or two, but, you know, the Guymon dry heat, as long as you can keep yourself out the sun a little bit, you can survive, but it's definitely different. But yeah, I'm originally from Michigan, so this is a good move for me, and I'm really enjoying my time in Guymon.
And then right here to my left is George Dominguez. He's our offensive coordinator entering his 2nd year. George, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
My name is George Dominguez. I'm the offensive coordinator here at Guymon High School. This will be my 2nd year as the offensive coordinator. I'm excited to be returning. Thank you, Coach Martinez. I am the 5th and 6th PE teacher at North Park Elementary. I work pretty closely with Chad here. He helps me out a lot, I'm not going to lie. And I'm really excited to see what this season holds for us.
Fun fact about George, he was playing football overseas in England. George, can you tell us the fans about the beans on toast meal you brag so much about?
It's actually not that bad. It's pretty good. Yeah, I had a brief stint in Europe. It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. I still keep in touch with some of those guys. Who knows? Maybe this will end up reaching them too.
Cool. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Tiger Pride. That's been the main focus these past 2 months. Coaches, if you could just touch on it a little bit and brag about a few guys. You know, our big thing here is the 225 Club. And Coach Dominguez, can you touch on the 225 Club a little bit?
Yeah, so our 225 Club is something we started late last year. What we try to do is we're big on explosiveness and being able to generate power now. So what we've done is we've started this 225 club where guys have to, if you power clean 225 or more, then you'll get a free t-shirt. I wish I had one on me right now, but Coach Martinez and I are both members of the 225 club. Coach Foster's slowly working his way there.
A little too old for that. I think my lifting days are over.
I think we started off with 5 or 6 guys in the 225 club, and last I checked, I think we had 17.
Yeah, we are at around 17. Chad, can you talk a little bit about some of the guys that stood out throughout Summer Pride and 7-on-7s?
Yeah, I'm really this freshman class coming in. You'll hear us talk about this class a lot. Mm-hmm. They've been showing up and showing out. One of the coach's favorites, and I know we're not supposed to have those, but Cooper Furnish Is a little tiny guy, a little freshman, but he's here day in and day out working hard. We have a group of seniors, not a very big group of seniors, but they are here. They're putting the work in. I think one of them are a part of the 225 club. But again, we have a group of guys, a core group of guys who've been showing up, who've been working hard, and I think that's really going to show through their play in the fall. And then we went to a couple 7-on-7 deals, couple in Perryton, and then we went down to Dodge City. Garden City, sorry. We took third or lost in the semis to Garden City, but we put up a good battle. We beat some very good teams there. We played well. We learned a lot, especially with our young crew. So it's been a good summer for us overall. I think that we're now getting close. You know, once you get to about mid-July is when it really, really starts to pick up after you get back from dead week. So we're excited. Again, a good group of guys in here lifting, a good 7-on-7 summer. We're working on things daily and just excited for that to roll over to the season.
Yeah. Now, and the senior he's mentioning, I'll shout him out, is our starting quarterback going into his senior year is Miguel Vargas. He's done a great job the entire summer program with 7-on-7, being a leader, stepping up. I think he's lost a lot of weight too, fellas. I think we're going to be able to pull the ball for quarterback keepers a little bit, a little more this year. George, is there anybody else you'd like to shout out?
He's a guy who doesn't really get a whole lot of recognition, kind of more behind the scenes, but Mauricio.
Mauricio Ortiz.
Yeah, Mauricio is a guy who, when he came in, he wasn't the biggest, strongest, or fastest, but man, he had a heck of an off season. As soon as football ended, he was in the weight room almost every single day, and he's been crushing it. That guy he's going to be a dude for us this year.
Now we'll talk a little bit about expectations for the season, Chad. I want you to start it off because this is year 3. I mean, you've been in Guymon for a while, but I mean, you've been nailing it on the defensive side. Can you talk a little bit about what your expectations for the defense is going into the fall? A few of the key players. I know we have a few returners. Just touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we want to build on last year. I think we had a pretty good season defensively last year. You know, a couple games kind of got to us. Teams kind of leaned on us. We were a little small. We're going to be a little small this year. We're going to try to do some things where we move people around. We're slanting, we're blitzing, you know, we're playing different coverages. So I'm excited about that. We return a lot in the secondary, and we return a lot in the linebacking core. Again, some guys, Cedric Nash, we're looking for him to make big gains for us on the defensive line. He's fast, he's athletic, he's strong, and I think he'll be a havoc in the backfield. We talked about Miguel. Miguel is going to stay into that middle linebacker role, is going to be key. And then leading the secondary for us is going to be Andy Ozeta. We can kind of put him on an island and play him one-on-one and do certain things with him to where we can move other people around. Again, it can be a young core. A lot to teach them, a lot to do in fall camp when we get going, but just excited to build on last year. I mean, I think we had 4 games where we held teams under 7 points. 2 of those games, I think, was a special teams touchdown we gave up versus Woodward and Tulia.
Yep.
Yeah, so the defense played well in spots, obviously looking to improve, looking at different things when we play certain teams that gave us problems the last 2 years, and just kind of improve and watch the film and make sure that we're prepared for those games.
Yeah, no, shout out to Cedric Nash. He is also one of the members of the 225 club. George, just talk a little bit about expectations for the offense going into this your second season.
Expectations for our offense is going to be get the ball in space, move around as much as we can, and fall forward. We've got a little bit of a younger O-line than I'm a little comfortable with, but our skill positions are pretty solid. We've got a couple of young guys there too, but for the most part, I think we're going to be pretty decent. We've got a younger guy, Carlos. He's going to be a dude. He will. He's been doing great work. He's not a member of the 225 club yet, but he will be soon. Might get it during Friday night stripes. Who knows?
Yeah, no, and just to touch on Carlos, you know, we have a phrase, I think the last 2 years or 3 years me and Chad have been here, and the last 2 years Coach Dominguez has been here, we tell all of our freshmen, don't act like a freshman, okay? We're trying to separate ourselves from the rest of the crowd that isn't playing football. And, you know, this group is impressive, I would say. And if you guys want to touch on Carlos's leadership, he's done a great job for us this summer, and we expect for him to be a big player for us, as well as Cooper Furnish and Grady Kiger and a lot of those other guys.
I think with Carlos, I've had so this group coming into 9th grade, and they were all in my 4th grade PE class when I moved to Guymon. So these were kind of the kids that I got to start my journey in Guymon with. So it's nice to see them coming up as freshmen. So I'm excited to be able to finally coach them at the high school level. Carlos has grown a lot. I've seen the growth in him. And then we'd be remiss not to mention Pudge is what we all call him. I think last year he was kind of our workhorse. We're expecting big things. I hope he puts the work in this summer for these last couple weeks and gets ready, because we do have a young O-line. And, that's kind of like mine and Coach Wallace's. Our job is to kind of get those guys ready and make us allow us to be able to run the ball some and get the ball into his hands as well. Again, there's a lot of guys we could shout out. Again, we're young, but I think that, again, this freshman class, they're going to have to kind of learn on the fly, like Coach said. You don't have time to be a freshman. We're not blessed with, 25 seniors this year. We had a lot of seniors last year, so they're going to have to learn on the fly and kind of just grow throughout the year.
And if you'd like to sponsor this show, you can contact me or Stanley Harper. This is a great way for you guys to help us introduce different kids in the programs and other coaches in the programs, not just for football, but cross country, swim, basketball, baseball, softball, everything, volleyball as well. And we would greatly appreciate it.
With our Tiger Pride and our summer conditioning that we do here, we have a few fun things that we try to do throughout the day, each day, and then one at the end of the year. So we have something that we call steak eaters. Steak eaters are going to be the players who show up all year. They come every single day of Summer Pride, or they might have missed one day for certain circumstances, but they're here every day. They're working hard. We have 5 kids right now who are on that list. One first is Anthony Gutierrez. Unfortunately, he did tear his labrum, and he had surgery last Thursday. But he was back at Tiger Pride on Tuesday, I believe, this week. So he missed 2 days, Friday, Monday, after having labrum surgery. He comes every day. He gets his rehab in with Brian, our trainer, and then he's here to support the guys. So he's been a big key for us. It's going to suck not to have him this season, but I know he'll be there on the sideline and learning. Braylon Phillips, another young lineman, showing up every day, comes and works. He's getting stronger and stronger, and we're going to expect huge things out of him, as he's going to be one of the leaders on the offensive line. Vic Carpio, another one, young offensive lineman who has been here every day. His nickname is Ed. When we got here, named by another coach, but it stands for every dang day, because he showed up every day in the summer. So he's been a great asset. He's getting stronger, faster, and he's going to be a big piece. Jace McGinnis is going to be a freshman.
Yep.
Another kid that here every single day, and you can see him getting bigger and stronger. We had to move some things for admin, and he was the one kid that showed up, popped up, and made sure he was helping out. So again, not even only showing up to Tiger Pride, but showing up to help the community as well.
And I'll touch on Jace real quick, because I want to brag about that guy. Is a big thing that we try to build on, and we had this conversation yesterday, was, guys, we're trying to build leaders out here. We want CEOs and all that whenever you guys graduate years from now. Jace has improved. He shows up every day. He's really consistent, and he does the extra work without even asking for anything. And Jace also went up, from 115 on a power clean to 155 the other day. So we're really high on Jace.
Yeah, and then our last one is Miguel Vargas, who's going to be our quarterback, middle linebacker. A great turnaround from last summer. I think he sees the work being put in, and he's been great with the 7-on-7 and getting these young receivers on the line, and then just getting stronger every day. Miguel also, when he leaves us in the morning, goes and works on his dad's farm and with his dad, doing certain things for another 8 to 10 hours. So Miguel's putting in work daily. There's never an excuse on why he can't be here or he's tired, because he's working 12 hours a day. So we're excited for the leap that we believe Miguel can make this year for us.
Coach Dominguez, can you talk about our Tiger of the Day, how that usually works?
Yeah, so our Tiger of the Day, if you follow our Guymon Tiger Facebook page, you'll see every day after workouts, we either have 1 or 2 kids posted for our Tiger of the Day. And what that is we take our hardest worker that day, we'll gather as coaches, we vote, say, hey, I like Grady, or I like Carlos, or I like Tobin, and we all vote together. We say who had the best day, and then that winner gets shouted out on our Facebook.
Yeah, it's always good to have incentives for these guys, just like the steak eaters and the Tiger of the Day. It gives the kids a reason to show up. Sometimes high school kids don't understand why they're doing things. So you put an incentive out there, and you know what? We start having more steak eaters, and that's a good thing. You have more steak eaters. You have guys competing for Tiger of the Day. Ultimately, that's going to build your program up, and that's part of the reason why we started the 225 club. Because if one day we have 50 guys in the 225 club on the football team, we'll probably have a pretty good football team. Mm-hmm. We'd like to give a quick shout out as well to our Guymon Football Quarterback Club. We have 11 members currently. I'm going to go down this list real quick. The McKinnons, the Stelzers, the Lathrops, Kaufmans, Gutierrez's, Furnishes, Paul Baker and his family, Alfonso Amado Martinez and his family, the LaGranges, Wallace, and Honeys. So we appreciate all of your guys' support. Just to touch on what the Guymon Football Quarterback Club is, it's a way to help out our team, get all the necessities we need to run a football program. Running a football program can be pretty expensive, so sometimes it takes a village, and with this you get to be a part of it, and you're going to get a quarterback club t-shirt from Under Armour. You'll get your name on a banner, and I think you get a yard sign and the car decal, and it's a cool way to support the boys, and the boys definitely enjoy you guys helping out. That wraps everything up here. Appreciate you guys coming out and watching us. If you guys liked what you've seen, smash that follow button on Facebook. We want to shout out to Arrowhead Land Company again for sponsoring us.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about we had a tragic incident here in our football community, in our Guymon community as a whole. We lost Princessa Vega, who was one of our assistant coaches for the last 2 seasons. I actually had the honor, I coached youth basketball with Princessa, and we were looking for assistant coaches and kind of looking for someone to kind of run the program for us and do certain things like order the food and just be there and organize practice and keep us on track with time and all that. And when I had met with Coach Martinez, I thought she'd be a perfect fit. So us three met and we brought her along 2 years ago. The kids absolutely loved her. She could get people excited. I think she was really kind of our hype man, I feel like she brought a lot of energy to the sidelines. She made sure our kids had what they needed at halftime. She was kind of like that team mom, but she also, again, she kept us on track for practice. She helped organize our kids' camp. She did just a lot of things inside of our program. Me and her were really good friends. She was a special person. I just want to give a shout out to her, her family, her children. It's a big loss for the Guymon Tiger football community, again, for the Guymon community. And it was a great 2 years coaching with her, becoming really good friends. And we're going to do our best to kind of keep that honor going and honor her and keep the legacy alive. So, again, all respects to Princessa Vega's family and to all of her friends and colleagues throughout the Guymon community.